I remember the exact moment everything I believed in turned to dust. I was standing in front of a mirror in a 5-star hotel in Geneva, wearing a dress I had saved 3 months to buy. And I was smiling. I thought I had finally made it. I had no idea I was standing at the edge of the biggest fall of my life. Let me take you back to where this story really begins. My name is Lila. I'm 32 years old, and for most of my adult life, I worked harder than anyone I knew. I grew up without much. A small apartment, a single mother who worked 2 jobs, and a dream that refused to die no matter how difficult things got. So I studied, I sacrificed, I climbed every rung of the ladder they told me was impossible to reach. And then 6 years ago, I met Daniel. He was charming in a way that made you feel seen. Like when he looked at you, you were the only person in the room. He was also my business partner. We built a consulting firm together from absolutely nothing. 2 laptops, 1 shared office space, and more late nights than I can count. Within 4 years, we had 12 employees and 3 major corporate clients. We were doing well. Really well. And Daniel was also the man I loved. Looking back now, I realize I made the oldest mistake in the world. I trusted someone completely. I gave him access to everything. My heart, my business, my future. But I didn't see it then. When you're in love and you believe in someone, you don't look for the cracks. You don't search for the shadows behind the smile. You just trust. You just believe. The trip to Geneva was his idea. He said it was a business conference, an international summit for boutique consulting firms. He had been invited to speak. He told me it was our big break, the moment that would put our company on the global map. I was so excited. I booked our flights, organized our presentation materials, and even bought that dress I mentioned. But what I didn't know that day was that Daniel had been planning something far longer than any trip to Switzerland.
Friday went smoothly on the surface. The conference was real. I'll give him that much. We attended panels, shook hands with industry people, and Daniel delivered his talk brilliantly. I watched him from the audience and felt a wave of pride so strong it almost brought me to tears. But that night, something shifted. We had dinner with a few other attendees. There was a woman across the table. Elegant, composed, maybe 40. She introduced herself as Sophia. When she shook Daniel's hand, something passed between them that I couldn't name. A look. A half second too long. A familiarity that had no business being there between 2 people who had supposedly just met. I filed it away. Told myself I was imagining things. That night, I woke up at 2 a.m. Daniel wasn't in the bed. His phone was gone. I waited 20 minutes. Then 30. He still wasn't back. I sent a message. No reply. I called. Straight to voicemail. I sat in that enormous hotel room, in that city I didn't know, and felt something cold settle in my chest. Not panic. Not yet. Just a quiet, devastating knowing. He came back at 4 a.m., shoes in his hand, phone tucked in his jacket pocket. He said he couldn't sleep, that he'd gone for a walk. In Geneva? Alone? At 2 in the morning? I asked. Lila, please don't start. I'm exhausted, he said. Something in me broke quietly in that moment. Not loudly, not dramatically, Just a small, clean snap. Like a thread finally giving way after being pulled too tight for too long. The next morning, he told me he needed to attend a private meeting before the afternoon session. He kissed my forehead, took his phone, and left.
I called our company lawyer first. It was early morning in our home city, but she picked up. I told her everything I had found and sent her screenshots. Every transaction, every date, every file. Her voice was steady and precise. Lila, don't touch anything else. Don't confront him. Let me handle the accounts first. We can freeze them within the hour. Next, I called our accountant. Then I emailed our 3 largest clients personally, from my individual business email, not the shared one, to introduce myself as the sole director of the company moving forward due to an internal restructuring. Professional, calm, devastating. Then I did something I hadn't planned, but that felt absolutely right. I called the hotel front desk. Yes, hello. I'm a guest in room 318. I believe my husband, Daniel Mercer, may have accidentally been given a key card to another guest's room. Could you please check your records? There was a pause. Then, ma'am, I'm sorry, we cannot discuss room assignments of other guests. That confirmation told me everything I already knew. He walked back into our room at 11 a.m., looking lighter than I had seen him in months. Relieved almost, like someone who had just finished packing up a life they no longer wanted. Hey, he said, you want to grab lunch before the afternoon session? I looked at him, really looked, for what I knew would be the last time. And I felt something I hadn't expected to feel in that moment. Pity. You should check your phone, I said quietly. All of them. He frowned, confused. He picked up his phone. I watched his face as he read. The color left it in stages. First from his cheeks, then from his lips. His hand gripped the phone so tightly his knuckles went white. Lila, what did you do? What you never thought I'd be smart enough to do, I said. I took our company back. The accounts are frozen. The clients have been notified. Our lawyer has filed a preliminary fraud report with the authorities. And your key card to room 412 has been deactivated. The front desk was very helpful once they understood the full picture. He stood there, mouth open, the full weight of 6 years of betrayal finally arriving at his doorstep all at once. I didn't scream.